So you've been with us through a big transition. And what's it like being part of a family that goes through transition?
It just builds strength. And so that's what I find most impressive here and why I stay, just because there's trials, tribulations, heartache, fun, the love, and if something brings you down or, high anxiety or stress or fear, there's always someone or a group to pick you back up. And so just every little stumble just makes you stronger.
And so you work on a unit where you tend to see patients more than the other units that you routinely see.
Yes.
Right? They become your family in another way.
Yes.
It turns out you have multiple families then, right? You have your work family, your colleagues, your home family, your patient family. Yes. Tell me a little bit about that. What's that like?
We do have frequent flyers, so I love the patients that come to visit us. We have patients actually request to be on our unit, so we try to accommodate that as much as possible, but just actually day before yesterday, we have a patient that I had become to know when I began working here. A few of the other nurses have known him a little longer, but I have become to know him, and he will just stop by to say, hey, give a thank you, just let us know how he's doing. And it's nice to see him come and think about us when he's not in the hospital, to just come say hello. And that means a lot, and that lets me know that we're doing what we are striving to do, is to make that home away from home something special for them, because they do have an illness that brings them in frequently, and so they need to know that they have that love and support here as well as home.
Is it hard to create that emotional bond with them, for them to feel that way?
For myself, no. It's very easy. I create a bond actually pretty quickly with some of our patients, some that may just be there a week, some that come in routinely, some it's kind of difficult at times because I build a bond with so many people that I will actually see people on the outside and they'll say, hey, thank you for your help and your support. I'm doing great. And I may not always remember every single one because there are just so many that I build that bond with. But on that note, there are a few that reach the top of the list. Like, for instance, this one, he'll be one never forget. And it's hard in the aspect of making that bond, because when something happens, it's going to be like losing a family member.
It hurts you.
Mm-hmm. It does.
So along those lines, one day we're all going to retire. One
Yes.
day we're all going to get our rocking chair and look back. When that day comes for you in 40 or 50 years, and you look back, what would you like people to remember about you and what you've done?
I think I want them to remember me as that advocate, that fighter for them. Maybe when they feel like no one else has listened to them, that I'm the one that has sat on the edge of the bed or knelt down on the side of their bed and actually listened to their story. Not just what brought them to the hospital, but maybe what has brought them to their path in general. And I've done that for a few people, and that has made the bond with, if they haven't developed that bond with anyone else, opened up, some people may see them as a difficult patient. And there are some out there, but if you just listen to the patient and just actually let them know that you care, it's easy.
So you started as a PCA.
I did.
What inspired you to want to get into healthcare?
Actually, at the very beginning, I had my own health injuries in high school. It was acute injuries, but that led me to the thought of going down that medical path. Then I graduated high school. My parents pushed me into business. I did not want to do the business end of it. So,
not that there's anything wrong with it.
Right. And then I actually had a situation. I was with my husband, thought I was actually going to choke to death. And I came through it, and there were several people that came around to my aid. And on the way home, I told my husband that I wanted to become a nurse. And so that particular event just sealed the deal. And so I became a nurse. And I've always had that kind of that mama bear passion to want to care for others. And so that's just what I carry on.
What's it like being a nurse?
Challenging. It's challenging and rewarding all at the same time. There's a lot of stress in it. And a lot of the stress comes with, for myself, feeling that I can't help any more than I'm helping. And I've said to multiple patients, I wish I had that magic wand to just wave over them. But the rewarding side of it is when that patient knows and feels and tells you they know you have done your absolute best. And so that just keeps me going, keeps me loving what I do.
So this year we're celebrating our 60th anniversary. What do you think is an important story for us to be able to tell the world?
I think there's a couple of stories. I'll give just a brief on each one that I would want the community to know about Shands. Is one patient, he was homeless. He came in, he was scared to death that he was getting discharged, and it was around Christmas, that he had nowhere to go. He had lost the only clothes on his back. And one of my colleagues and myself, we brought in our own personal clothes for him. And he made the statement, "It really is Christmas." And so that, you just saw the light come on in his eyes. And so that made me proud to be a part of a place that there are other people that share that same passion. And then there was another woman that came in just for just general symptoms, left knowing that she only had a few months to live, and she prayed for us.
It stays with you forever. You've touched her. And something tells me when you and your team cross over, you'll meet her again. Thank you for everything you do.
Sorry. Thank you.